Thank you, Andrew.
Live now to Canberra, to the Prime Minister.
Joining us. Yes, I received the Solicitor-General's opinion on the matter of the validity of the appointment of former Prime Minister Morrison to multiple portfolios over 2020 and 2021. Now, today, given the highly extraordinary and unprecedented nature of this issue, I am releasing that opinion as a one-off, should not be considered to be a precedent. But very clearly, when we're talking about an issue of transparency and secrecy and accountability, then it was important that that opinion be released, which was released to you in time for you to consider it prior to this press conference, I note, as well. So it's released publicly for people watching at home on the pmc.gov.au website. In summary, the Solicitor-General has concluded that Mr Morrison was validly appointed by the Governor-General to administer the various departments to which he was appointed, but it particularly considered the issue of the department for which of resources, because quite clearly we know that a decision was made on the PEP 11 project there, but the implications are there for the other appointments as well. The advice, though, is, I think, a very clear criticism and critique of the implications that are there for our democratic system of government of what happened under the former Morrison government. Clause 29 goes to the fact that according to the Solicitor-General, that whether the notification was consistent with the principle of responsible government that is inherent in Chapter 2 of the Constitution. The constitutional implications of this, according to paragraph 33, go back to 1926. So it's not like they are new, they are well known. In paragraph 35 goes to the potential brief of House of Representatives practice, which is there in quotes, House of Rep practice. Paragraph 42 goes to the changes that were made to the form when ministerial lists are tabled in the Parliament, and of course can't draw a conclusion as to why that occurred or who made those changes, but that is another issue that raises further questions. Paragraph 44 and 46 go to the principle of responsible government being, to quote the Solicitor-General, fundamentally undermined by the former government's actions. Paragraph 47 goes to the problems that were created with multiple ministers being sworn in to a single department without the knowledge of either existing ministers who are responsible or the departmental secretaries, and the problems that potentially would have created or did create. The Solicitor-General obviously wasn't in a position to go through all of the history of this, because evidence obviously wasn't taken by the Solicitor-General. This was just an opinion based upon the known details which are out there very publicly. Not dealt with in this opinion is also a range of issues. I'll name one, which has been raised by Christine Holgate yesterday. The fact that Mr Morrison was also responsible for administering departments that were shareholder responsibilities in finance, for example, is something that Christine Holgate has raised, and I think raised legitimately the questions that she has around that. There are, of course, a range of other implications there as well. I distributed the advice to the Cabinet this morning, and we gave consideration as to a way to proceed. The Cabinet has determined that there will be a need for a further inquiry, and we will give consideration at a future meeting into the nature of that inquiry, whether it be well, there are a range of different options available to the government, but it's agreed that it would be good. It needs to be not a political inquiry, but an inquiry with an eminent person with a legal background to consider all of the implications. In the Solicitor-General's advice, it goes through some of the mechanisms that could be required, and I've directed the Department of Prime Minister and Cabinet to work with the Office of the Official Secretary to the Governor-General to adopt a practice of publishing in the Commonwealth Gazette future appointments to departments. So it's a practical thing that needs to happen, that doesn't need any further advice, and something that we will do. We'll also give further consideration to whether any further immediate changes are required. So we will make a future announcement about an inquiry. I'm giving notice today that inquiry will take place. This isn't something that can be just dismissed. This is something that goes to our very system of government, which the Solicitor-General's advice makes very clear.